$6 360 in average debt crushes single workers, but $10,000 emergency funds prevent financial collapse completely. In the next 8 minutes, I'll show you the exact numbers and strategies single workers can use to build a $10,000 safety net. And by minute 6, I'll reveal the one tax advantage savings option that most single workers overlook, which can save them thousands of dollars in taxes and earn investment returns. As a single worker, building an emergency fund can be a daunting task. However, with the current economic uncertainty, having a reliable safety net is crucial to avoid financial hardship. According to a report by the Federal Reserve, having a 3-6-month emergency fund can save a single worker around $5,000 to $10,000 in potential debt or lost income. This is because an emergency fund can help single workers cover essential expenses, such as rent or mortgage, utilities, and food, in the event of income disruption. Let me break down what this actually means in real dollars. If you earn $50,000 annually, your monthly expenses are roughly $3,500 to $4,200. A 3-month emergency fund would be $10,500 to $12,600, while a 6-month fund would be $21,000 to $25,200. However, for many single workers, starting with a $10,000 target is more achievable and still provides substantial protection. Research from the Survey of Household Economics and Decision-Making shows that 40% of American adults couldn't cover a $400 emergency expense without borrowing or selling something. For single workers specifically, this vulnerability is even more pronounced because there's no dual income to fall back on. But here's where it gets worse. Many single workers think they can't afford to save for emergencies and instead rely on credit cards or loans. However, according to a report by the Financial Industry Regulatory Authority (FINRA), 60% of single workers can save $1,000 or more per year for emergencies by using tax-advantaged savings options and automating their savings. This is a significant amount that can add up over time and provide a cushion in case of financial emergencies. Let me illustrate this with real numbers. If you skip just 2 coffee runs per week at $5 each, you're already saving $520 per year. Add in canceling one streaming service $15/month and you've hit $700. The remaining $300 can come from redirecting tax refunds or small windfalls. The correct reality is that single workers can save for emergencies, and it's essential to do so. A single worker who saves $1,000 per year for emergencies can accumulate around $10,000 in 10 years, which can be the difference between financial stability and debt. For example, let's consider the case of Sarah, a single worker who earns $50,000 per year and has $5,000 in debt. If Sarah saves $1,000 per year for emergencies, she can pay off her debt in 5 years and have a $5,000 emergency fund. But there's more to Sarah's story. By automating her savings at the beginning of each month, Sarah made it a non-negotiable part of her budget. Within 3 years, she had accumulated $3,000. When her car needed unexpected repairs, $2,800, instead of going into debt, she used her emergency fund. This prevented the snowball effect where one emergency leads to credit card debt, which leads to interest payments, which spirals into deeper financial stress. Consider also the case of Marcus, a 28-year-old single teacher earning $42,000 annually. Marcus thought he couldn't save anything extra because of his modest salary. However, he committed to saving just $85 per month, $1,020 per year by adjusting his spending on dining out. After 10 years, with a 4% annual return through a high-yield savings account, Marcus accumulated approximately $12,000. When he faced a sudden job transition that required 3 months of searching for a new position, his emergency fund carried him through without accumulating any new debt. Now let's talk about the risks of income disruption in detail. As a single worker, you may face financial strain if you don't have a solid emergency fund, which could affect your ability to pay rent or mortgage and other essential expenses. According to BLS data, the average debt figure for single workers is around $6 360, which can be a significant burden in the event of income disruption. The Bureau of Labor Statistics also reports that the average job search takes 5-8 weeks, meaning you need at least 1 month of expenses covered. For instance, if you lose your job or experience a reduction in income, you may struggle to pay your bills, leading to late fees, penalties, and damage to your credit score. A single missed rent payment can result in eviction proceedings, which take 30-60 days and can damage your rental history for up to 7 years. Medical emergencies without an emergency fund often force people into medical debt, which is the leading cause of personal bankruptcy in America. According to American Bankruptcy Institute data, nearly 66% of bankruptcies are tied to medical issues. To mitigate this risk, single workers can use tax-advantaged savings options such as a high-yield savings account or a Roth IRA. These options can provide a higher interest rate than a traditional savings account and can help single workers save for emergencies while reducing their tax liability. According to expert David Baugh, author of The Automatic Millionaire, the key to building wealth is to automate your savings and investments. By automating your savings, you can make saving for emergencies a habit and reduce the risk of income disruption. The psychology here is important. When you don't see the money in your checking account, you don't miss it. It's the difference between deciding to save and actually saving. Let me walk you through the exact mechanics of a high-yield savings account strategy. A high-yield savings account currently offers rates between 5% to 35% APY compared to traditional savings accounts at 0.01% to 0.05%. If a single worker saves $1,000 per year in a high-yield savings account with a 5% interest rate, they can earn around $50 in interest in the first year. By year 5, with cumulative interest compounding, you're earning approximately $310 in annual interest on your $5,000 balance. By year 10, with $10,000 saved, you're earning $500 annually just from interest. This might not seem dramatic, but it's free money that accelerates your goal. Additionally, if they use a Roth IRA, they can contribute up to $6,500 per year as of 2023 and earn investment returns while reducing their tax liability. According to IRS guidelines, single workers can contribute up to $6,500 per year to a Roth IRA, which can provide a tax-advantaged way to save for emergencies while building retirement wealth simultaneously. The Roth IRA advantage is that contributions can be withdrawn penalty-free at any time, making it a flexible emergency fund vehicle. If you earn 7% annually in a diversified portfolio within a Roth IRA after 10 years of $6,500 annual contributions, you'd have approximately $87,000. This is dramatically more powerful than a traditional savings account. However, there's an important distinction. While Roth IRA contributions can be withdrawn anytime, the earnings cannot be withdrawn before age 59.5 without penalty. So for true emergency funds, you'd use a Roth IRA for your medium-term wealth building and keep 3 months of essential expenses $8,000, $12,000 for most single workers, in a high-yield savings account for immediate access. Another strategy single workers can use to build an emergency fund is to automate their savings with remarkable precision. By setting up automatic transfers from their checking account to their savings account, single workers can make saving for emergencies a habit and reduce the risk of income disruption. For instance, you can set up a monthly transfer of $100 from your checking account to your savings account, which can add up to $200 per year. But here's the pro tip: set up this transfer for the day after you receive your paycheck. Psychologically, you're less likely to spend money that's already been moved. Better yet, if your employer offers direct deposit splitting, you can have a portion automatically deposited into your savings account before it even hits checking. According to a report by the SEC, single workers can earn around 4-6% returns per year on their emergency fund investments through diversified portfolios. This can provide a significant boost to their savings over time. For example, if you invest $1,000 per year in a Roth IRA with a 5% annual return, you can earn around $50 in interest in year 1. Over 10 years. Accounting for compound growth, your $10,000 in contributions grows to approximately $12,500 through returns alone. Now let's consider some counterarguments thoughtfully. Some single workers may argue that they can't afford to save for emergencies because they have high expenses or debt. However, the reality is that saving for emergencies is essential regardless of your income or expenses. By prioritizing your savings and automating your transfers, you can build a safety net that can help you weather financial storms. Even those with $10,000 in existing debt can simultaneously pay down debt and build an emergency fund. A reasonable approach: allocate 70% of extra money to debt repayment and 30% to emergency savings. This prevents the situation where you pay off debt completely, then face an emergency and immediately go back into debt. Another counterargument is that single workers may not need an emergency fund because they have a stable job or a supportive family. However, the reality is that anyone can experience financial disruption, regardless of their job or family situation. Corporate layoffs affect stable companies regularly, health crises strike unexpectedly, and family support isn't guaranteed or always appropriate to rely on. By building an emergency fund, single workers can protect themselves against unexpected expenses or income disruptions and maintain their independence and dignity. In conclusion, building a $10,000 emergency fund is essential for single workers to avoid financial collapse. By using tax-advantaged savings options like high-yield savings accounts and Roth IRAs, automating their savings, and investing strategically, single workers can build a safety net that can help them weather financial storms. As expert Jean Chatzky, author of Women with Money, notes, the key to financial stability is to have a solid emergency fund in place. By following these strategies and prioritizing their savings, single workers can achieve financial stability and security. To summarize, the key takeaways from this video are: asterisk single workers can build a $10,000 emergency fund by using tax-advantaged savings options and automating their savings, even on modest incomes. Asterisk a high-yield savings account provides immediate access with 5-5, 35% APY, while a Roth IRA offers long-term growth with investment returns and flexible withdrawal of contributions. Asterisk automating savings removes willpower from the equation and makes saving for emergencies an invisible habit that compounds over time. Asterisk single workers can earn 4-6% returns per year on their emergency fund investments, which accelerates accumulation through compound interest. Asterisk starting small with even $85 100 monthly is more realistic and sustainable than targeting large lump sums. Asterisk real-world examples prove that single workers at all income levels can achieve this goal within 10 years or less. By following these strategies and prioritizing their savings, single workers can build a safety net that prevents financial collapse, maintains their independence, and provides peace